I wanted to give you an understanding of what happens when you see me and get a sense that you'd want to do a session with me, and the whole process that happens in that. What happens is you are looking for answers. You're praying, you're meditating on how to solve your issues. The problem is you don't know what the core issues are, and you can't solve your own healing issues from the level that you're feeling them. So it diminishes you. But what happens is when you connect with me and you say, interesting. You might not like it at first, but when you sit with it, you keep thinking about connecting with me. What's happening is your higher self is telling you this is where your answer is. This connection with this teacher, healer, is the one that can elevate you. Now the ego, your ego, the one that orchestrates all your trauma and dis-ease to keep itself relevant, is going to tell you everything it can to prevent you from connecting with me. It's going to say, oh, who does she think she is? Oh, I'll just go get a reading. Oh, I can't afford it. All these things. And what you need to do is challenge everything that your ego is telling you about why not to connect with us, you and I. Because your higher self has been moving you towards a session with me. Now, as soon as you decide to have a session with me, as soon as you make that payment and get over the cost, your higher self and my energy are working together to start untangling your issues. The thing is, I feel your issues. I see all the strings of how they've played out in this lifetime. I see the core issues. I see the Akashic Records. I see the past lifetimes. And then what we do with the SFT tapping is literally training you to remove your own issues. I can do it for you, and I do to a great degree. But the whole point is for you to get past being triggered at all by issues. And at some point, if you stick with doing sessions with me, you're not only going to get past your issues, your inner light is going to turn on. There's an inner beauty that lights up when you do a private session with me. And we're connected in energy. So all these things that you feared, being attacked, being beat down, all these curses, nefarious energies being ganged up on, they become irrelevant because those are my wheelhouse. Dealing with those kind of energies, I've been building up this strength to just dissipate anything that happens in the psychic, causal, or mental realms that are going to knock you off your perch and prevent you from your empowerment. All you have to do is get past your own ego and take the initiative to get that session. And then once you have your own session and get over the fears of, I don't know what she's going to do, I don't know how to do this. You don't need to know anything. I do. That's the whole point. And the more people work with me, the more empowered they are in this lifetime, and then they're more in a position to help other people. So you want to know the secret? You want to know the real secret? It's never been about you. Everything that you are dealing with is a health issue, a mind fuck. Anything that you're dealing with is to prevent you from helping others. It's trying to keep your energy from expounding. It's trying to keep you imploding on your own thoughts and your own limitations and your own insecurities. And it's all bullshit. In a private session, we deal with those things one at a time, or a few at a time. And what happens from that is you become so empowered that you seem invincible. And that's great. And then the only problem with that is when the ego comes in and says, oh, I don't need to work with Jen, I can do this myself, which is great, you can. But then you go back into the cycle of imploding again. So if you've had a couple sessions with me, felt empowered, and then stopped doing the work, it's because you started imploding back on yourself. If you're thinking about doing your first session and you're challenged by the amount of money, that payment, that initial payment, is what it takes in commitment, because humans in the world aren't basically committed to anything. And the God's honest truth is, I can't do sessions on people who don't appreciate the work, or it will cripple me. When I was learning how to do this, I used to do the free sessions. I used to do the sessions on people who would take advantage of it. And it crippled me. So the only way to maintain my level of health is to only work with people who are going to appreciate the value of what they receive. And the only way humans have boiled down to giving their appreciation is through monetary commitment. Now, people can say, oh, Jen, I love what you do. I love your sessions. You're amazing. Blowing smoke up my ass is not payment. That same person who says, oh, I love your sessions, they refuse to tell their people about it. They refuse to mention that they've had sessions with me because it's their dirty little secret. And so that's not an exchange of energy. See, it's spiritual law. And what you're learning to do when you have a session with me, besides get over your pains and your traumas and your issues, is you're learning to be empowered as a dynamic spiritual being while still being in the disguise of a human. So, when you think about how dynamic you can be, and your higher self knows how dynamic you can be, the ego will come right in and try to disconnect you from that. So your own ego will tell you not to have a session with me, not to tell anybody about what I do, not to appreciate our time together. But if you can listen to your higher self and know how sacred this time is, know about what I freaking had to overcome in this lifetime and past just to offer this to you. Know how much resistance on social media and society I have to overcome just to hold space to be here to offer this for you. It would bring you to reverence. Yet here we are. And you know you need a private session with me. And you know you could afford it if you prioritized it. And you know it would help your whole family. And you know it would make you more empowered. So stop being afraid of your own empowerment. That's what it boils down to. Stop scapegoating me because you're afraid of your own empowerment. Because you don't want other people to be empowered. Because you'd rather have them come to a reading or think about things like they need to be saved by something greater, like aliens or a personality instead of doing the work one-on-one right now. The world is waiting for you to freaking wake the freak up. The world is waiting for you to wake the freak up because you matter. And thinking you don't matter, thinking you're a victim, thinking you have to deal with all this pain and just live and die in pain is the big lie. And the biggest sin on the planet is you falling for it. So come see me. I'm here for you.